Well, here we are in George Brown Chef School, the totally modernized one. Then when you were here, Mark, now you're a graduate and alumnus. Tell me, it wasn't like this.
I think I have to go to the ROM.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in a glass case now, probably.
Yeah, it's,
you pay admission to go see it.
Well, we were on Nassau Street in
Kensington Market, yeah.
And that was circa 1977. So I'd go out and I'd go into Kensington Market and get my lunch and see the great Portuguese fishmongers, and I would see live squab in cages, and they were killing chickens, and this is way back in the day.
I know, and this too, I mean, it's great now what they've done, and they have to do it because the interest is there, but to me it's a little sanitized. Like, you know, I liked that when I was in Kensington. I took a couple cooking classes down there, and it was great. You walked through the Chinese markets and stuff. It was fantastic. I liked it because it was right there.
No, I thought Kensington Market was brilliant, and it was an amazing introduction to food and culture for me.
Right there.
I came from a pretty waspy little neighborhood in Buffalo, sort of unfortunately one-dimensional for me, and came to Toronto and landed in the heart of the city. Went to George Brown College, which was so international, even at that time. And then I'm in the middle of Kensington Market. There's 12 languages being spoken around me, and you know, they're slaughtering chickens
and wide-eyed and blood spurting out.
I loved it. I loved it. My eyes were wide open.
And the cheese shops, all the smells and everything.
So it was a really nice introduction.
And I think that's, I mean, I think somewhere and sometimes we're lacking that a little bit today too. Where, you know, you touched your food and everything, you know, you got right in there and you saw how animals were killed, and they were killed humanely then. I mean, this whole, you know, today, I mean, it's sort of that's a whole other issue though.
It's the modern debate about pasteurized cheese.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
Unpasteurized.
But your new book, that's why we were talking though, and it's about, you and I have talked about you writing a book for years, and now you've done it. I feel like it's easier to birth children than it is to do a book sometimes, or in your case, you have to birth restaurants and all that sort of stuff. But did you like the book process, the writing of it? And
I was fearful of it at first. Have to be honest. Because I didn't understand the process. So when I decided to sign on with Penguin, I tried to figure it out in my mind, and I'm a good strategist. So we figured out what we needed, what we were good at, what we weren't so good at, and we filled in the blanks. So I brought Jacob Richler to write copy.
Excellent. Yes.
And to recipe test, because I know it's this arduous process that you really have to engage. Otherwise, it's not really done well.
Well, and then it's not, you know, you have much access to much better equipment than the average household, so you have to make sure it's tested at, you know, not the lowest common denominator, but the average one too.
So we decided that the best thing was for Jacob to view us prepare the recipe for 6 people, and to write it all down, and distill it down and do a concise recipe which we would all agree on, and then he would come to my store, shop, go home, and cook.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So.
And that's how it worked.
The only complaining he did was after the fact that he gained 15 pounds.
Oh, well, it is a bit of a problem. I mean, honestly, the book is fabulous, but it's great because it's not low fat. It's not. But it's the way you cook. It's passion, and if you eat properly and eat fresh food and ingredients and exercise 3 times a week, you're going to be fine.
I don't think it's excessive in terms of calorie content. I think it's very classic. There are elements of fat, but I think the balance is there, and it's very much a sort of a biopsy of where we've been for the last 15 years, and it's interesting when you leaf through the recipes. The chronology is 12 years old, 2 years old, 5 years old.
But good recipes are not time sensitive, are they?
No,
you know, I mean, if they're good then, they're good now, which is true testament. And I know you're working on another book, so.
Yeah, we've actually created this little machine within our company that can produce a book rather gracefully. at least it feels that way. So.
Well, thank you, and good luck with the rest of it. It's great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Pleasure.
You won't mind signing 2 books, I hope.